My name is Mike Wendt. I'm the program director at Woodland Pattern. We are fortunate enough to host this series. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that in Milwaukee we live and work on traditional Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, and Menominee homelands along the southwest shores of Michigami, part of North America's largest system of freshwater lakes, where the Milwaukee, Menominee, and Kinnickinnic rivers meet, and the people of Wisconsin's sovereign Anishinaabe, Ho-Chunk, Menominee, Oneida, and Mohican nations remain present. We further acknowledge the grave evil colonialism introduced to these lands through genocide as well as slavery, but also via racist and xenophobic beliefs, laws, and practices that continue to inflict harm upon Black, Brown, and Indigenous lives. We honor those who have lived and who do live now at these intersections of identity and experience, and are committed to the active dismantling of white supremacy. Once again, thank you for joining us here at Juneau Park. Here's the announcements portion. Let's see, so we've got books over at that table, both by Abe and Mario, but also some books by Tulani and Steve as well. Though they couldn't be here, you can still enjoy their work on the page. So I welcome you to do that, or to come see us at Woodland Pattern in River West, Tuesday through Sunday, 12 to 7 p.m. And also come back here for future readings. The yard sign right over there has the full lineup, but there's one a month, this month, July, August, and September, and a whole lot of amazing people reading. I mean, you know, again, the lineup's there, but, you know, Duriel Harris, Nikki Walschlager, Rick Allman, who I saw out there somewhere, Rick, yeah, Ed Roberson, Walter, some wonderful folks, both from outside of the state and from here in Milwaukee. So please come back. We have print newsletters also at that table, or you can find us on the internet. And I would be remiss not to say that this season's events are made possible with support from Juneau Park Friends, the National Endowment for the Arts, and Village Church. And finally, I would like to say that we have with us Elizabeth Gasparka. Is that, am I, yes, right, okay. From Imagine MKE, right there. And so Imagine MKE is surveying audience members across Milwaukee from now through April 2023. And this is part of the Americans for the Arts, Arts and Economic Prosperity Survey. Americans for the Arts is a national advocacy organization organizing this work in 386 communities across the United States. This is the 6th time they've done the survey, and it helps make a powerful case for the economic impact of arts and culture sector. Imagine MKE is a startup nonprofit that is Milwaukee's central coordinating office for arts and culture. I have to do this thing now where I find the magnification of my progressive lens. I'm sorry, that's where I am in my life right now. Imagine MKE was built to be an advocate and leader for making sure Milwaukee prioritizes and understands the significant impact of arts and culture sector. And the last time the survey was done nationwide, Milwaukee was not part of the survey. So, with all of this said, the reason Elizabeth is here is because there are surveys over there at the table, and if you would be so kind as to take 5 minutes after the reading, visit the table, maybe borrow some books, and then also fill out the survey. That would help give, you know, again, a sense of the economic impact of the arts and culture sector in Milwaukee. So, thank you. Okay, so now, with all of that having been said, it's my great pleasure to first welcome Abraham Smith, whose recent publications include the chapbook Bear Light In, the full-length Dear Weirdo, and the forthcoming Insomniac Sentinel. Away from his desk, he improvises poems inside songs with the Snarlin' Yarns. Their debut record, Break Your Heart, was released on Dialback Sound in fall 2020. He lives in Ogden, Utah, where he is Associate Professor of English and Co-Director of Creative Writing at Weber State. And it is an incredible pleasure to welcome him.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Laura and Jenny, and everybody who came out on this sauna-y, suet-y popsicle afternoon. It's a great honor to read with Mario and and we sure wish that Thulani and Steve Tim were over here with us this evening. I'm going to read from this book. It came out in a little press in Portland, Oregon called Propeller Books. It came out February 1st. It's a book-length poem. Oh, it's kind of like a lint trap for the last couple years. I'll read for 20 or 25 minutes, and then I'll pass out and people will carry me over to the fainting blanket. So that's what's going to occur. One other thing. Yeah, the Snarlin' Yarns. I improvise poems inside of songs with my dear band, the Yarns, and they're coming up this way. We're going to be at Blue Ox on the 25th of June, and we're going to be playing a happy hour over in Madison at Mickey's Tavern from 5:30 to 8, Tuesday, June 28th, if you're around there. Come hear some improvised poetry and raucous folk music. Anywho, here we go. And here it turns out we'll be just shy of eternally gone. Almost always have been. So in mass from not so long ago gone, Grumpy Gramsci's quilt stash. Now hear this, said Dasent, for you had better not. Said Warsh for wash, had an ear issue, had one eye. When young they booted her back of the class. Couldn't hear her teacher, her mastoid mastered her. She was left out, put upon. She was the oldest, she shouldered it. Enjoyed a giant half-off sweet roll like her children after her. Fake wrote while Squint listened her whole life after at the back. Ran the 40-yard dash in 0. The one time Rutabaga got away in town, his leash ribboning behind him like diesel out the tailpipe in cold. And we sang in church like a wheel rubbing on something. And the glass stained sparrowier, something like celery gone bad in a ditch full of 13-day-old pictures of chaste and chaste whales, with one so tired. I remember chaosity of window-raising flies. She won the negativity door-sized trophy again. Had a coupon for cold rain. If a breeze and a bad one, if a sun, then a bad sun. What can I say? She saved my robin weep skin from my own 2 hands, a million. She was cripes, but she was the same cripes each and every day. She was the only place my blood could hang gentle in my skin. Fern combed the trillium, and this here piss trail danced it in, on over into nothing but sugar cookies, and how we almost butchered the Tupperware to get on in. Cock chin, and like the larger crane birds sing, crazy as 1961 dryers, full of frozen blubber, chawing in the attic. Here in Harm Nation, it's hard not to thin, thinking of the body, ma, as a broken coffee pot. One of those old aluminum sneaky light percolator jobs them rat-tail hard kids used to scoop Rock Creek crayfish. Trick is they hit gas in reverse, and there ain't anything much more human than our great wide shadows circling down. Shading cup on up over the sun. Bull shake hand, what we done can't be undone. People's season, perpetual storm, phone, spine, bend, Platte River sunflower, stuccoed, malicious in snow ices. Soon the nose will cut the heart open, and blood will too run circular, hot gold down the throat, reach for the egg under the hen, and schist, that's a snake too, of the bull snake variety, can't be blamed. Warm is warm is warm is warm is warm. Even when your roof's a dawn-gone God's old fidget spinner, hey, it's Jughead life, ma. And I hate to see you smelling on and stepping like some rubber stood up on. Well, leg trap, snap, hearts, freak behind, sling, wing, bar, javelin got a boomerang tendency, and in some countries it ain't even new moon noon. Bravest taste, watchful jail lights, surge, weave easy mail-in, made a sugar self, at rat rent expense of all others, dished and steam 'em. You still work 'em? Tell me when to take it away. It is the eye patch over your fear heart. It tar the Monsanto tailings, monosodium glutamate tailings, Olten in my low brow right shoe. Just try and dream on that Santa sky med, just try. When all you see and sleep is seat by some shedding sandstone, and a wolf with a house cat, she's cleaning down to tasty. There, cat come to water more ways than lug lungs alone, stooped among potato hills, before nobody so much as crow, in red pine giving the body word. We all come to be by so many came to be beside the river flambeau car, be that poot-mouth water boy car, pointing the gavel way car, with the cap pea mauve his broken open right shoe. Soil, cellar, oil, spoil a sandstorm. Ooh, blood, you feathered heel. There's red in you so green, seems to do the yoga with the dinosaurs. Stacked leash, tacked in, slurry road, cut gravel. I'll be this shapely traveler wanders on, through slough and bough and no moss numb. Now who got their mood foot on my loose thread? Do the mummy hoodoo, not with radical gratitudes, ma, spurting the maggots too, off saddle glad path. It's said time is the monarch, one wing half ate by robin, turning and turning like the fancy hotel door, where execs blow farts before striding in, chin out like the bark beetle in bark. Said time is the bear, walks like there's a family in each leg, like a vowel leaking all over a word. It said time is the PTO shaft, no matter how slow, bound to reel you in. It said it'll fetch your overhauls clear off, and shall you be saved by washrot cloth? A kid in a war dream shovels good guy teeth from Lost Arms shore. It said you'll be found in your birthday suit, muddle of the field, not a mark on ya, with the sky shucking hawks and the other offhand birds. Somehow born to be exploded judge robe and bootlegger boot lace on high. Said you're getting there when you rub onion skins on your teeth. What could be sexier than the hope chest on fire? And was that my sandwich or your hand? Go book a read backwards. Go try flip skinny pages till true wrinkles unski off the skin and innocence's retread. Newest dust in America, upheld by trembling peach fuss. Robin pronouncing new day with an umlaut over the dream of the invention of a first plow. Fashioned from hawk swing, dragged along prairie. Scathed, no. Unzipped, no. Held shut, rooted in, as is, only higher. Artemisia nova, a little tickle ticks the bees off. It's 8-9 seconds when things resettle. It's a picnic of slippery fish, spelled in place with a kicked can, full of backwater, my earliest memory. I'm before grades at the Mount Scenario. There's a patch of grasses, lush as only a season of forgotten rain could bring. Storm load a mother, ring, ring. The watcher, hey, you kids, go collide over there. and I go to take a drink of Pepsi Free, when a bumblebee kittens from the sip hole, all bared and sleepy in a trash sack for clothes, rides her thorn onto who knows. And I begin again to arbor uncut the images, 'cause you, reader pal, based off all this wash of flat rate chat to come, maybe less than the lyric faucet leak, whose rounding pearl gets a gutful and descends quieter than a sunflower seed down a ball player. Deep, deep left field, old gimp shrimp at the plate, old Bob Uecker on one of them sidewinder tales, where he's trying to tell it all by telling what it wasn't, and he's stuck on, that's just the way it was. Guys then, and here it's 3-1, when you thought it was maybe 0-1, and the other guy, no relation to Wisconsin, has a voice, wants nothing more than to get on back home to the Chicago suburbs, where maybe she's waiting up, and maybe she never re-hit the dryer button. So when he reaches in for his PJs, they feel like being forsaken. If that isn't too much to say out, which then awakens Siri, and then she's up, and when she's dawn at dark, the only technique is Xanax with the Bailey's chaser, and the slower purr of the dryer, and the click of the buttons on the PJs. It's all right now. Life is a beautiful thing. Click like fingernails on glass, nails on a glass table, cigarette in the other hand. If you will listen, is talking the language of plastic squeezing, around and around a dead toe. And what cards might I have drawn different had I took that job in Kokomo? And how goes your math mind, wind? And is tomorrow actually another day, cat? Or is counting sexy? Euchre doesn't seem to think so, but this we do know. Rob Deere is out and trotting back to the outfield like he did 33 too many squats in his sleep. And the ghostest with the mostest, old Dandelion Mike, precarious as an old fart on ice, praise. Kick sing, welder bellstar, tick tickin' swimming hole, toaded, turded, teaked, teach me. The folded napkin, the sheeting tuck, the everything so hospital perfect until no, ma, it's not. I thought I'd flip randomly to the middle, give you a little chunk from there, and then let Gramsci clamber up into heaven at the end. Who knows? Anybody got a favorite number between 25 and 50?
32.
32? That's a good number. 32. And the school steady vocational, the school steady saying, vocational was second rate to being 4 years gone, and the dream of living in a new build blossomed blightwise after 4 years among similars on an oxbow patrending street named after an animal. You wouldn't know it if it doctored your eyes. In fact, I think we've done it all, you and I, all right tonight. Tomorrow morning, someone always banging on chain link with eBay chainmail pajamas. Percolator jammed with flaking skid-marked crayfish, bygone six-season easy scum hyssop leaves. Babies binge rain, got a gutter butler salamander in it, whose bun bones are softer skin it than the six-pack plastic rings in the guts of the grizzly bear. Gentle fingernail, did you one time play dead on the acid craw end of a dirty bender ne'er-do-well? And it all storms together, child, in the end's end. Yes, it does. Till then, just keep chewing on them reality TV keys. Just till ruts rung with blood rain. Lopin' loosestrife got a burst name. And the eagle's adamant as steel, angled down, unabashed, unafraid, winning. My jig body bad tooth mourning, my everybody step evidencing that. My goat head raw sachet to the farmer's market with the 2 canvas bags, one larger, one smaller, like a thought and a feeling, only the other way around, and a headache from the night before, size of Montana on meth, size of an empty mall, just this one store hangnail hanging on. What's to buy? Baby fart buttercorn scented candles, and extra large t-shirts for 11-month-olds with inspirational slogans misspelled, marked down. After the wedding, they threw salt on ice. Count of the slip steps down to the diced car, idling like a whale in a humane crock pot. Baby on the way, give us a little kick to the belly button. In America, every 15 minutes, one born screaming, Maypeg pierced asunder blues. One or the other, parental hook cheek, ass fat face to the opioid hollowing. Bone-kin, gut-bound human being, supposed to be gravity prone, but that drug got the wood glue out, and stands wide a stance as a dishwasher. Riley, see, I seen a rooster die by rain, and I don't get paid enough to risk boily privations. Rain clear on through that body, almost like get a glass fargel of bacon grease and to take a dirty finger for a swim in it. And see, there's a limit to clean. And it goes on from there. Let's get Grandma clambered up into heaven, and then I'll go to my fainting blanket and we'll hear Mario, which I'm excited to hear. I bake a bread of how you run, no up to huff, real afraid, wild sparrow birds, their Midas leaping rats from cindered ships, soothed some, the ghosts give the soft rock of your pocket cloth. Perfectionisms lets you alone, let anyone to the soft of my tongue, the locked rocks of me, the names rubbed free by storms and by suns, country quiet, all like a knee bare, about to bream back out of the drug of rain-moil leaf breath. It is said to be soporific, the wound raw and creaking. They then laid the damp leaves against, and I was sealed. Something in the blue shed shouting, good God. It was a mummer play imagined by the snake in the aquarium. I swear to it, ate the rocks. It was an outside the Parker in the making, the ball bounding laughingly under his glove. Whereas men were useless, oak and poultice pondered the whisperings of the reeds and set the spiked song. All donkey humble holler protectorate, okay again the while. Flock seed wonk so soon. Farm kids make duck heads of their calf snot hands and calling to the others, those shoring shiverers, for whom entry is always told, and meniscus torture me, slay slow alarm. I into the corrugated shine, unto some rock solids dive, their heels russet golds. How to say the bird expands in birdly revolution, those old guinea hens, satin cape bowl inside the bull of wind. Daughter stutters through, work shirts by the collars, under deeper than is easy to care for without dreamy thinking. Water outside of town, purple martin, plastic pistol mumped with prune. Iron this drawel, away the clays, hemp drawls, I mean. Resist the flat grunts, rest here. If only sweet summertime, if only wholesome, if only atmospheric, only soulful and in need of a gravy. Oh, kick up a cheese straw shad. 10 spins, exposure, snore, dissembling, Fleetfoot 10, Maisie May, Daisy 10, bent ample by the pilly wind. So no lawn, so song, swan, so bare bite, so blue. This flame fright jazz hand gesture is so for calmering you. You and your warm flower hairs bob as you dash, rubber band tan stretched to snap before the face primp shrink shrike drinker father. Bob as you dash, a dash shook the plain vine sugar. Only Gramsci knew what pinch that is. Tarragon, a swell sounding libel, and she now a flower, unspeakably yellow. Always I draw the flower, it's sack a lake dance, banana dipped in yolks from chicken wire aprons, robbed by winds, heady enticements, dashes like a dashed javelin upon the battlefield of the sentence, as it is wise suspension. She said, "Are you going to church?" She didn't ask, slow as the cat is dead, and the earth lushes her comforting name. Clay slow furniture, how I came to breathe, crane, stovepipe, breath-link, brain chain. When proffering this circle, take it in hand, and tear raggedly free. Unsteady stirring, gets a stick in the river, a kid, a clock, a face. Odd how tug can be a settling rounder. This is your comfort soup. Take and eat, she says, and I do. And I never had anything other than the only thing I almost had, says the incorrigible gravel to the criminal wind. Greens or reds, it's yours to choose. Farmalls or John Deere's, only neither will turn over in this cold. Barns, rutabagas, rhubarbs, rise as they fall. Dig toe unfurl, cold floral train curling. The frack, you mean, Ma? The middle is ours. Sweet meat, heat, here. Tomorrow is early. Tonight's high noon. Our legs don't have to be tables swallowed by elbows, the windows jerking with strangers. We can go there. Opposite direction the winded window teaches ends. Can go there by feel and be known for love. Gonna turn it all around once I kill this gate. This the lifted river, crawling this the stick. This the wax wings, triangle head, leaned against another. That's the square deal song of the wine her dead hand made. Grounded muse, most musical. Oven mitts for mittens, oven mitts for mittens, oven mitts for mittens. Backlit by sun and eaten by oceans of cold. She then angels upon the setting one. Jelly thin, best spread it thick. And I begin again to sing into the burdocks' thousandth Velcro eye. Weirdo dear, to you, for you, through you. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
That was fantastic, and now I am really excited to welcome Mario the Poet Willis, who is a Milwaukee native, community activist, frequent Hunger Task Force volunteer, and a member of Autism Speaks, being the father of an autistic child. Having come to poetry later in his life, Mario is mostly autodidactic. As a member of Stillwater's Collective, Mario, having forgone a traditional education in poetry, was mentored and deeply influenced by former state and city laureate Dasha Kelly Hamilton. Dasha. In addition, Mario has extensively workshopped with several nationally renowned spoken word artists and poets. As an active poetry blogger, podcaster, and spoken word artist, Mario has become a mainstay in one of the longest running open mic venues in the city, Poets Monday at Lindeman's River West Inn. Yeah. Having fostered a strong community of loyal supporters and friends throughout his 16 years of performance art, Mario now serves as Milwaukee Poet Laureate. Congratulations, and thanks for being here.
There is only so much time left. Live forever if they can just hide long enough from death. God's been coming, trying to expose the light and the difference between being in the kingdom of heaven and just being an Israelite. Might think the sinecures and checks are the exact same thing, but there's a difference between a wedding band and a toilet bowl ring. There is no help coming. We knew how this would end. Just never win, just never wear. And infection rates and body counts on chyrons. Now everybody cares. Rona will steal your breath, but so will police, promiscuity, and addiction, not to mention all them damn hot wings. Truth is, we are helplessly floating out in space, trying to figure out the moon and stars, figure out how it feels to be in God's place. Can't smell or taste nor outrun fate. When your number's up, your date's your date. Just truth and lies. If he dies, he dies. Bassinets to caskets, it was no surprise. It was always gonna end this way. Life has a debt of death to pay. Prepare yourself come Judgment Day. You'll understand the truth in what we say. Okay. I need everyone within the sound of my voice to run their fingers through this moment. Scratch the surface of faith. Crinkle every lie in this space into a ball and throw it out. I need us all to be born again. Every soul, each wish, every whisper to stand in accord. See, faith, it comes by hearing, so I need everyone to hear this. You are all God. Powers as infinite as you dream if you choose to believe in it. The miraculous is achievable by the sum total of our power to believe it. I am so sure of this. So sure, in fact, I will repeat it. You are all gods, but with great power comes great responsibility. Your words, capture them now before you lose them. Hold the oxygen to contain your spirits in your palms and ration out your syllables like fine cuisine, because it can be a most delicious dish, but it can be poison. Your words, his words, her words, a treasure. With careful consideration, the castle is dead, toll over a kingdom, misdirected a wrecking ball of nuclear proportions. Conjure spirits with your words. Set ships to sail. Command the stars to shine. Exalt the sun's rays to bend. Corners pronounce things that aren't as though they were, and watch them occur. There has been a disconnect between us and our divinity. So I hope to correct this right now. I need... You are more than flesh and bone. More than your mother's child, 1,000 times bigger than your body. You have been impregnated with a seed, a mission, a purpose. This thing grows inside of you, larger and larger, to the skin of your thin heart is unable to contain it, and you explode. I am so sure of it. So sure, in fact, I will repeat it. You are purpose. Take care with your purpose. Some come to devour it. I'm not here to bring you religion. That's a choice. This thing I speak of, a force, a power inside of you like stars in the cosmos, constellations of matter within your chest, whole galaxies in your heart, running rivers of star systems, lakes of fire, oceans of sunshine, continents of consciousness, as bright as explosions, indigo visions, rapid fire restlessness, towers as high as the sky, within the span of your third eye. I speak to you today of endearing encouragement. Come to loose the bonds and tie your hands to the temporal. Unshackle the potential. Give you what was already yours to begin with. You can build those things, make these things happen, for there are impossibilities disguised as dreams, and you alone can give those shadows form. Just believe in yourself and know that you are all gods. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mario the Poet. So I won't be yelling the whole time. We wanted to start out with something fun that kind of sets the stage for what I'm about to do. So give me one moment. I'm gonna read some stuff, and then I'm gonna go sit back down. Poetry and stuff. One of the difficult things about having your poems on these devices is it always takes 3 or 4 steps to get there. So I have the honor of being Milwaukee's next Poet Laureate. I am not currently the Poet Laureate. I will be inaugurated on June the 23rd at 3 p.m. in the Rare Books room of the Central Library. It's a thing that they gave me to do. And my honor to serve the city of Milwaukee and poetry in general as the next laureate. But until then, Dasha Kelly Hamilton, my former mentor, is the laureate still, and also the laureate for the state of Wisconsin. So anyways, a poem, Stale Cigarettes and Day-O Coffee. Clumps of damp sand, a new sky, the solitude of this cool, hard rock, afflicted with haunting and waiting for penitent reunions. The sky is never left devoid of birds to soar inside it. The lake is never dry, hungry for fish to need its waters for survival. The covetous trees may long for legs, but never want for air and water, unless their want might make them deceased. I am dying without you. Waiting hours to wake up, sleeping to dream of you, regretting the songs I learned to beg you to stay, ballads of agony, 109 beats per minute, 43 years of living, 28 days distant. Not sure which way you were running when you left me, not sure how much longer without you I can survive. Repeat appearances in the same location, canceled engagements, last embers of memories, the following of flashing lights over time inside my closed basket case, worried that love don't always outlast distance. And these new songs I have memorized for you may never get sung. That's that one. My set list will blow away. They're playing a funny game above me is the next poem, if I can get to it. They're playing a funny game above me. Wonder if he felt the noose tighten or the rope burn. Wonder was he manic or caught unaware when the oncoming storm arrived as expected. Was his mind present? When the Grim Reaper arrived, gaunt and inexorable. The graves line the marketplace, the riots have moved between the pews, red lights are meaningless, rappers get fed to morticians like popcorn in movie theaters, and I heard a white lady cop murdered a black man in his own home eating ice cream and got a hug and a Bible out the deal. They are playing a funny game above me. Better man with a better Jesus who forgives them for everything, even when they did it on purpose, even when it was premeditated, even when they laid in wait, waiting to devour any passerby while I watch my cousin grow ancient behind cement castles that defile the distant skyline. They wouldn't dare put the ships for slaves near the shoreline. Looking at them, these fools might notice their fate. It all sounds ridiculous. Before you turn to face the firing squad's applause, with no breaks in your attention, just a death you had been promised delivered right when it was supposed to arrive. It all was written. The ballot box can't be stuffed enough to change the outcome. Outcome the charlatans, politicians, and poets begging for your money and praying for their pockets. Never noticing the holes in the family's patchwork, can't work God into a poem without condemning him to judgment, can't see the forest for the service to the service revolver solves that problem. You can tell God to his face all he kept from you. What they kept from you was really looking at your situation, breathing without smoke, just being alive inside the moment and recognizing who you really are. We are falling for the jugs, sacrificing our virtue for victimhood. In my hood, being smart makes you the enemy. Being clever somehow makes you slick. And goons and goofballs lead each other into conflict, shooting each other over places in line at Walmart. It doesn't seem as funny during the broadcast as it was during the rehearsal. Doesn't seem as important dressed in jet black, staring at the Auburn accents in the coffin lining. Seems like being wicked is exonerated, being ruthless and unforgiving celebrated, the Willie Lynchman giggle, while we caught away father after father over false pride, fear of failure, and fragile egos till the moon full of blood breaks out his flashlight and we must face the moonlit night. You can't undo death, can't remix or reprise your final exhalation. It was, is, and always will be exactly what it is. That's that point. Poem called Fear God. Fear God. Fear God, that he might desert you in your hunt for a savior. Repent, lest Christ climb down from the cross unwounded and the corpus be made useless. Fall from the savannas of my ancestors, walk in the tracks with the satanic conjurings of my own vanity. Convinced the valley shadows look familiar. Death is eventual, but a righteous man would tear the tongue from his throat to keep from murdering the light in his brother, left here in his care to resurrection. Pity the man without mercy. Karma's abacus makes an accounting and the good die mostly over bullshit, but the evil die slowly more often than alone. Do not envy the hell they photograph, even when it looks like vacation destinations and deeds of sale. The mountains remember other men called them theirs. These lies are common among small mammals who hoard what they can never eat, like storehouses can keep away the darkness. You cannot buy time. Only stays of execution. But the judge who wrote the sky has no reprieve for you to appeal. There is no lower court or change of venue. Be careful in your wantings that they do not corrupt your mind. Drink more water and mind your own damn business. Your sister's safety is your business. Keep her safe and feed your children love like breast milk, because long after the ducks have dried for drinking, your seeds will need love for growing strong and survival. Notice the sun, who reigns in the sky, but commune with the moon, for she is far closer and more likely to hear you. God is far closer than the moon or the sun, but we have lost the custom of speaking to the unseen, so scream to the celestial bodies you can keep track of and fear God. Far more than police dogs and bureau agents, his jurisdiction is absolute, and though his mercy is endless, do not test the depths of the water, because in drowning, there is no escape. Fear God. That's that. I got a couple more poems and I'm gonna go away. This is my book. They're for sale. They're only $8.
Only $8.
Yeah, see, y'all been around the poets before. I see you. Shout out to all the Poets Monday poets that are here today. Poets Monday, 1001 East Locust, on the corner of Locust and Wheel, 7:30 p.m. All right, a poem. There are a few things I am sure of. Only a couple of colors I can tell from a distance. Of these concrete certainties, 1, Arial is the best font for writing. It is the easiest to decipher crying. 2, the best poems are about crying, dying, and suicide, or at least are the easiest for me to remember. 3, I hate list poems, but I keep writing them. I keep writing because death and crying are certainties, and I'm trying to avoid killing myself because of them. It would be easy for me to tell you I am confident. Lying is easy. Believe me when I am silent, I am a deception like carved out Bible verses used in sermons to patchwork God into a pickaxe to punch holes in small children that later will be filled with alcohol and self-loathing. I have learned to hate myself. 5, I hate myself for not believing in Jesus enough to forgive you for leaving, for constantly writing notes to you, notes underneath my heart muscle in hidden places, places I hide because loving you is like broken bones, amputated limbs, and fish hooks, hooks cut underneath collarbones, snatching bone fragments, searing pain, and screaming. 6, one day I will leave here, more than likely screaming, I deserve it, I have lied to you. Most of these words were about dying. I wrote them in Arial. One day you will read them. 7, forgiveness is the process of letting go. Holding on to diamonds is the same thing as holding on to sand. They will both be here long after you are finished. Give yourself forgiveness now while you can enjoy it. 8, judgment should be reserved for something bigger than I am. I have trouble seeing the forest for the trees, and once thought it was a good idea to drink an entire bottle of Mad Dog 2020 and jump a bike off a ramp we made with used nails and plywood, so I probably don't have the best judgment. 9, love is the only thing that can save you. It is a promise you make to keep what is inevitably leaving, a seasoning that makes everything sweet. It is the face of God we most often look for, so love, like it'll kill you not to, because if you don't, it might kill you not to. Forgive, because it makes love that much easier, and hating yourself can kill you. Forgive like everything will work out fine. Know that everything is leaving like it was supposed to, that is working out. Be fine with that, and love life accordingly. There are few things I am sure of. Only a couple of colors I can tell from a distance. Love is one of them. You'll recognize it. It's the same color as a smile. All right, so I got one more poem, and then I'm going to go get a cigar and drink a whole bunch of water because I'm sweating like a, I want to say a runaway slave, but it's whatever. So anyways, a poem about the state of our city, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Release the safety. Pull the trigger, the pin strikes the primer, shoots fire out the chamber. Light shows under street lights. Remember a time we used to fist fight, but them days over with. Killers, young brothers, already victims by design, now must feel fellow former field hands, convinced they took away their fathers from their sons, gave up on God and passed out guns. It's like they released the safety. Pull the trigger, the pin strikes the primer, shoots fire out the chamber. Light shows under street lights. Crimson caskets. Crew neck tees with painted faces erase an entire generation. Mothers losing sons like wrong directions in our section's a trap. The real cage is in their minds. Been trained, prepared to die. No lie, 25 make you old school. These fools killing over kids, iPhones, and gym shoes. Playing the game like there's no rules. No schools, so private prisons just growing like oak trees, filling them with more fathers, so the cycle just continues. But statistical data shows more than these reality shows, and we losing. Being wealthy and healthy, uncommon in these gutters. So much violence in these homes. He beats her, she beats the kids can't beat the odds, but we used to be in property. They cuffed us when we left the comforts of our native soil. Brought us here to these natives' soil, living the American scheme. Put a brother in the highest office, but forget him and all that bull crap about a dream, because smiling faces don't change situations, especially when you face to face with hard steel. Release the safety. Pull the trigger, the pin strikes, the primer shoots, fire out the chamber, light shows. Under street lights, they selling us steel. We settling for less steel. Another brother with his eyes closed. Funeral's only time we get together, taping teddy bears around friggin' light posts behind the 8 ball. 4 rails out this living hell, but even the pool cue up for sale. Cause where they play this game, they made up. While we turned up but wouldn't pick a book up. Disenfranchised, disengaged, despondent, despaired, and full of rage today. Release the safety. Pull the trigger, the pin strikes, the primer shoots. Fire out the chamber. Light shows. Under street lights. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
The poet. For Abraham Smith. Thank you both so much, and thank you all for being here for this, half Poetry in the Park evening, but it felt like a full Poetry in the Park evening. So thank you both. Please join us again on July. The second Tuesday of July. Yeah, the 12th. It's right over there on that sign. Anyway, Duriel Harris will be here, along with Portia Cobb, Elaine Hall, and Zach Pieper, so that should be a fantastic reading. Visit us over at the book table, and also please visit Elizabeth from Imagine MKE. Fill out a survey to give a sense of the impact of the arts in Milwaukee, and have a beautiful night, most of all.